All right, everybody, welcome to the call today. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads with the Database Mastery. We're going to go over what to do with the database this week based on the marketing calendar in Listings to Leads, which is based on working with agents over the last decade, 14 years actually. Before we do that though, before we go into the database, want to make sure you're all following me on Instagram. Just find me Scott_Pierce_L Scott Pierce. You'll see me, Listings to Leads. And the reason I'm asking you to follow me and follow Listings to Leads also on Instagram and or TikTok. And on TikTok, it's just me. So I don't have a separate account on TikTok personal. But on Instagram, what I want you to pay attention to is a couple of things. One, my highlights. All right, across the top here, you're going to see my highlights. Now, this is on my laptop, so it won't work the exact same way as it will on your phone. But in my highlights, I've got dedicated little images. So I got all my open houses. I got homes for sale, pending sold, real estate information, local places, and then I've got holidays. So does everybody know how to set these up as far as at least setting up these little story highlight reels? And then under them, I want you to pay attention to my stories. So this is an open house. Now this could be coming soon, just listed or active. And I've got a ton of prompts. I should actually share them with everybody. So for example, I got a story here of my open house. And notice it says, what secret do you think this house is hiding? I will come to the open house to find out, or tell me in the DMs. And I'm using the Facebook ad template from Listings to Leads, right? Because it'll get more engagement. I got the text information right in the image, right? It's a nice little compilation of a few of the key images of the property, right? You see the 3 more photos right there. Next story, same property. And the cool thing about this is you should be able to do a story like this a week for your listing minimum. So you can use the different templates from Listings to Leads, and I'll show you where those are a little bit later if you need me to. But if you go to like your Facebook and Instagram ad for the listing and go to change template, you can see all these different templates, right? Main image on top with the information, 3 images on the bottom. Here we got main image on the left, 3 images to the right. And we got the information here, bottom left instead of top right. So we have a lot of different images like this, templates that you can use for this use case, right? For your stories on Instagram. And the great thing about them is, notice it leaves the bottom part blank because I can move that template up or the image up. And then here, notice I've got a link right in my story to my Listings to Leads single property website, where we got all that great lead capture, all the great information about the listing, the photos, when do you plan to buy, we can help, my professional photos, my 3D tour, right? So all of that stuff can be linked to right from that story. And then look, I got another poll where I am promoting one of the PDF guides from Listings to Leads. So there's a poll and it says, looking to buy a home in the next 12 months. Yes, send me the home buying guide. No, I need to sell my home. I've got homes. So I got pending listings. So here's a pending listing with a poll, a pending listing with a poll, a pending listing linking to a home value landing page. So these are phenomenal ways to use Instagram stories in a way to engage people with your listings or listings that you're marketing for that week. Make sense? So this is a pending listing that I quote unquote borrowed. So if you're following our training, when we talk about borrowing a pending or sold listing, it's more like a mini market report where we never mention the home's address. We don't use the listing agent's photos. We don't use the listing agent's property description for like a anon type of marketing. But we got the training for that in the pending and sold area. Here's another story for a pending and sold listing of mine. Notice I got a poll. Thinking about selling your home and want to download Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast guide? Yes, I'm curious, right? It's different options for the poll. And then I'm using the image and video swipe files from the media library in Listings to Leads, right? So this is my real estate info highlight. And notice I got all these great polls here as well. So I just want to mention this because sometimes I don't have a chance to go over this too much in the social media mastery. And if you follow me On Instagram, you'll see how I do all this stuff. And then you can also follow Listings to Leads on Instagram and or TikTok to get a lot more great videos. Make sense for everybody? Rod says, give me a second here. Quick question. The call from yesterday is on YouTube. Yes. If you go to youtube.com/listings to leads, you'll see all of our webinars and training videos there. So anyways, definitely take advantage of that, because again, you're going to see in practice. And then as long as you know how to do a poll on Instagram is so easy. Creating a hyperlink like that is super easy. So follow me for ideas and then you can leverage it yourself, but you should be able to do stories like that for your listings every single week. All right. Just do a different poll, do a different call to action. One week, put a link to the single property website. Next week, put a link to a PDF guide landing page, because you can literally take the landing page URL for any PDF guide and you can include that link. So there's a lot of great ways of using your listings combined with the different tools in Listings to Leads to engage home buyers and home sellers on Instagram stories, on TikTok, on YouTube. Does that make sense for everybody? Everybody get the Chadwick. Oh, Chadwick, good to see you, buddy. Awesome. So with that, let's go into Listings to Leads. If you're not a client, sign up for a free trial. Everything we're going to talk about, you can do in a free trial. If you're watching the recording, make sure you pause the video as needed. Now, over on the far right, I do want to point out we have all the different checklists. So active listings, open houses, pending sold, buyer guides, seller guides, short form videos. There's more as well throughout the system. But if you click on any of them, you're going to see a link to the guide. So the step-by-step is written in video. Here's the checklist. And if I click download, it'll open up the checklist. And notice it's broken into 3 sections: social media, free and paid, and then database email. And so today we're going to be covering the different database and email applications within the program to pull buyers and sellers out of your database. I have had clients use the tools in Listings to Leads for their database and pull out hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential GCI because of the engagement that they're getting from even cold leads that have never responded to anything else. So what we're going to walk through here today is stuff that you really want to be doing, and you want to do it consistently, because here's the deal. People are not necessarily going to respond to something if they're not in the position or in the space where they need to do something or want to do something. So your goal is just to stay in front of them with stuff so that, hey, some of it will engage them, because not all of it's completely buy or sell related. Some of it's informational, like the email blast that we do based on current news that I'll point out here in a few seconds. Some of it's just interesting, like the 10 interesting days of December, for example, and others. And then some of it is completely real estate related. And so the goal here is to stay in front of our database in ways that are interesting, but then also will motivate them in a way to take action when they're ready. First thing I'm going to do here is from the dashboard, when I log in, you can scroll down all the way to database email blast. And this is something that I really recommend that you do, because we will drop time sensitive things in here. So and we'll let you know via email, we'll make a post in the mastermind group, but here is where we got all the time sensitive emails. Now, it's not too late to come in here and use them if you haven't used them yet. And so I'll mention here, there's an email, maximize your home sale post-election, that came out on November 21st. And then a couple of days later, we had builder incentives, rising inventory, make now a perfect time to buy. And so this one here, you can see if I mouse on it, the mouse over says, send it to sellers. So that's something that we can send to our sellers. This one, buyer incentives, that's for our buyers. And so what you do, you just click on it. You can pull this down to get a better read on it. And so you can see here, this is the email to send to your buyer leads. The other one would be for your seller leads. So you can edit that text if you want to. We got a great image, a beautiful image in here. And so what we recommend, and this model, right, this flow will be the same for everything. There's an email. The email is always editable. I always recommend sending a test email to yourself first. That way you can take a quick look at it. So let me go to my other monitor and let me pop out that email. There we go. Sorry about that. Give me a second here. It's coming. Here we go. So what we do when current news, when something happens in the industry, that something that we feel your buyer leads or your seller leads or the people in your audience might want to know about, we're going to create an email blast like this. We're also creating those video and image swipe files like you saw on Instagram under the RE Tools highlight. This is the email version of it. And at the bottom here, you're going to see you got your listings to lead gen signature. Right from the email, they can get to your home value landing page. They can get to your client review website. And so if you haven't seen the client review website, so let me pull it over for you. So here's my client review website. And this is an interview with one of our clients. I got all my client reviews right here from Google, Testimonial Tree, Zillow. So the client, that lead gen signature is awesome. Let me bring that back up. There we go. And then this here got a beautiful image and we got great text. That's going to be of interest, right? Educational to those buyer leads in your, either your database or in listings to leads. So to get this to your buyer leads, over here to the right, send to, I can click send to buyer leads. Now I can also send this to the buyer leads in my own database, which I'll show you in a second. So send to, and either schedule this or click the send, and then it'll confirm, do you want to send it? Click yes, send it, and that'll go to all your buyer leads. Now, again, if I want to send it through my CRM, like Lofty, Sierra Interactive, right, whatever, Follow Up Boss, Constant Contact, click the green copy code button. Now that just copied all the code for that email, and it will let me drop it into my CRM or my email program and send it out just like if I send it through Listings to Leads. So in your CRM, in LionDesk, you go to contacts, and it's just as easy in all the CRMs. So you may have you may have a different CRM. Ask your CRM support if needed. But here I'm just going to go to email all my contacts. Again, what I would normally do is select my buyer list because this is more of a buyer email. And then in this editor area, instead of, we're not going to type out the email, right? That's ridiculous. So what we can do is click the source button, and then that will let us just simply paste in the stuff that I don't know what it is, but it looks like this when I go back to the main section. And there we go. There's that beautiful email from Listings to Leads ready to go. I'll just swap out that tag with my first name tag. And I'm just going to copy and paste in the subject line. If you want to give it a different one, you can. So I'm just back in Listings to Leads here, subject line. I'm just going to copy that and just paste that into where it says email subject and body. Again, your CRM or your email program will be a little bit different, but they all roughly are the same thing. They've all got this big box that you can type in where you're going to paste. They've all got a button called source, maybe top left, maybe bottom, but you'll have that same button again. Just click it, paste in the stuff that you copied from Listings to Leads, click OK, copy and paste in the subject line, and then either again, select the list you want to send it to in your CRM, and then click, I would also send a test email from my CRM, and then either schedule it or send it out immediately. Either way, we are producing, Listings to Leads is producing and creating this content for you. All you have to do is get it to your buyer leads. And again, maximize your home post-election. This has been already sent. Looks a little funny there in the email, but that email was beautiful as well. In fact, let me just show it to you. I'll send myself a test email so you can see what that one looked like also. So give me a second here. There we go. I'm going to pop it out. And definitely give me feedback on these emails, because to tell you the truth, We love creating these emails for you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful image. And this one, we're also giving the seller. So this is for your seller leads. They can click to download the PDF guide. How awesome is that? Right from the email. So you could literally sign up right now to Listings to Leads or log into your account. And when you go through that wizard to get started, this email is available to you. Those PDF guides are ready. Even if you've never looked at them yourself, they got your branding, they got your image on them, they got your company information on them. All you need to do is get this email to your seller leads. You got your Listings to Leads signature at the bottom again. Yeah, get this out the door. There's absolutely no reason, there's no excuse not to get that out the door. Any questions on that? Now, what I recommend you also do, in fact, let me just bring up that email again. And I cover this in the training. You'll see this in the mastermind group. If you want in the mastermind group, the best thing to do if you're looking for these trainings, let me show you here. Take the subject line and let's actually do this together. Let's see here. If I take the subject line, like the first 4 words even, and if I go to the mastermind group, because there's more opportunities to generate leads from this, which I'm going to share with you. If I just search for that in the mastermind group, right here we go. And so here's a training for that. But so I covered sending it out as an email blast. And then what I want you to do is I want you to call, right? Whether you call 2 people, 5 people, it's up to you. How fast do you want to grow your business? You tell me. But I want you to call some of the people in your database. And what you're going to do is you're just going to say something along the lines of, in fact, let me bring up that email so we can model this out together. Because what we like to do is use the emails as greasing the skids. And you'll hear me say this a lot. The email is meant to go to all, like your entire list, all of my buyers, all of my sellers. In this case, this would go to all of my sellers. I send the email, and then I'm going to call up 5 to 10 of my seller leads in the case for this email. And I'm going to say, hey, Chadwick, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. And I want to let you know that I just sent an email to you relating to the fact that there was a recent report from NAR, the National Association of Realtors, that this was the first time since July 2021 that there's been a year-over-year gain in existing home sales last October of 3.4%. And median home prices have increased 4%. Locally, it's just a little bit more than that. And I just want to make sure you got the email. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. Make sense? So call through some of your leads with just a quick phone call like that, letting them know you're alive, letting them know that you're on top of the market, letting them know that you care about them, letting them know that you haven't disappeared. Does that make sense for everybody? So we're not making a sales call. We're not calling up with 10 different ways of asking for a bunch of referrals. We're calling up to follow up relating to an email that is affecting their home, that is affecting the current homes in that area. So get the email out, make some of those phone calls. The video and image swipe files are in the media library. And then, and again, this is more of social media mastery, but it all relates together because if I'm going to send the email out, you're going to read the email, you're going to make sure it looks good, you're going to get it out to your list, make some of those phone calls into your database, right? Take the video and image swipe files, get those up on your socials. We got the training is right here. There's a link to the training, but then also do a short form video. So whether you green screen, so you can use the TikTok app, for example, and you can green screen the image or video, and then just by the time you get done calling 5 to 10 of your leads, you're going to have a pretty good feel for the content now that is in the email. So it is so much easier after you make those phone calls, which are done after you send out the email. Now doing the short form video is really easy for you because you've been talking about it. Even if you're only leaving voicemails, you've left the same voicemail 5 to 10 times. You've got you got a much better grasp and understanding of the information. When you go to do a quick 1 minute, even a 30 to 40 second short form video, you're going to be that much better with it. You could literally just go walk outside, record the video on your own. You could do a green screen with one of the images or videos behind you. There's a lot of different options that you can do. But what I recommend is that you do all of these items. So for every email blast that we drop, you should be doing all of this, right? Call whether it's a buyer or seller leads, depending on the topic. For all of them, do the social media videos and images. And for all of them, do a short form video. If this is the only thing you do with listings to leads, you're going to get business, right? You're going to do well because we're hitting social, we're hitting the database, and we're hitting your farm in the sense of people in the area will see it. But yeah, get that stuff done. All right. So any questions on database email blast? All right. Anybody excited about using those tools to engage your socials and your database? So again, send out the email, make some calls. While you're making the calls, you're going to get really good with the content. Once you're good at the content, do the video. And once you do the video, then do the image and video swipe files. And before I get into the rest of the database stuff, I'll just mention here's the media library tab over here on the left. I think these will be recognizable to you. So these are the ones for the buyer email. And then down here is the one for that seller email. And there's images. If I click here on video, and these are the same video files, or the video files, I should say, that relate to the same content in the image section. The emails, videos, and images all work together. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Now, I'm going to go to the marketing calendar, as I always do. And as every week, we want to market a listing, whether it's one listing, ours, or borrowed, or a list of properties. So we every week want to market that because that gets us the most phone numbers, the most leads. Some of those leads also have a home to sell. Some of those leads will pop quicker than others, but it's just the best way to get people into our audience. So we're always going to market a listing. And in that, you got the checklist, the guide. I'm going to use the drop down to select the listing I'm going to market this week. Again, so if you're doing open houses, in fact, we just had a client in the mastermind group. He dropped it in under success stories, did an open house, used listings to leads. And he said he got more buyers to the open house, more of the buyers or more of the visitors were actually buyers, and he was generating seller leads. And that's the plan, right? That wasn't a surprise. That is the plan with our marketing, our open house marketing platform. As part of it, yesterday we went over the database or the social media tools, but notice there is an e-flyer for your database. And this is for any listing status, yours or borrowed. These emails are specially designed to not only engage and generate seller lead or buyer and seller leads out of your database. Because notice here, we're talking about the property itself. And then we let people know when this home is sold, it will affect nearby home values. And so we're motivating people to actually also click that tab to go to your home value landing page. If they click here, they go to the single property website. So you can see how much better this is than any of your IDX, any of your MLS emails, any of those other emails that you're sending out. When you send out an email that is not optimized for lead capture, you're essentially wasting a lot of opportunity. Because what happens is people have questions or they have things that they want to do that they're not able to do. And so they see your email, they click the image and the image pops up, right? They click the address. And most of your e-flyers, it's hilarious. You click the property address and you go to Google, right? Have you ever seen that before? Next time you get an e-flyer from an agent, click the address in the email and see what happens. It's hilarious. You go to Google Maps or something. Here, no, we take you to the single property website. We keep you in your marketing system, your lead capture system, so that we make sure we're not leaving anything on the table. We're not losing business in our database because we're not optimizing the path for them to engage with us. So this email, again, just like the email blast, I can either click to send it to all of my buyer leads. I can select to let that update. I can select it to send it to just the leads for this listing. And I can copy the code. I can go to my own CRM. And again, just like before, I'll click contacts. This will be the last time I show this. So let me know if you have any questions. But again, in any CRM, you can do this, right? Just go to your email blast section. And again, instead of typing here, you'll click that button called source. Your CRM will have it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's my email, right? My beautiful slideshow, beautiful graphic linking to my home value landing page, my listings leads, lead gen signature at the bottom. And again, I can either copy or paste. So I always just do status. So open house, coming soon, just listed, active, or active would be for sale. So open house in Folsom. In this case, I'll give the open house date and time. And then just either schedule or send this to my leads in my database. Now, I would probably send it to your buyer leads, or you can send to all of your leads. I think either way could be appropriate. I'm going to close that now. So that's the email for the listing that we're marketing this week. Now, if you're going to market a list of properties for sale, I'll show you that email in a minute. But again, once you send out that email, we've got a script for you to use. So again, and this is what I love about open houses. Just listed would be great as well. Coming soon would be awesome. Even a listing that's just standard for sale is totally fine. But so we send the email to all of our leads. Now, if we just sent out those emails that we discussed earlier, if you send those out right now, then I would send this out and schedule it for tomorrow to go out. So I don't want to overload my database, but it is totally fine to drop 2 to 3 emails a week, even 4 emails a week to your database, as long as they are on point, informative, short, clear, concise. Makes sense? So as long as we're not sending BS and garbage to our database, you're totally fine to send between 3 and 4 emails a week. So anyways, my point being, we're going to send the email and then we're going to call some more of our leads. So the goal here is that every day or every other day, we've got something that we're emailing and then following it up with calling. Again, call 2 to 3, call 5 to 10. If you got more time and you got more leads, or you have an assistant, have them call 20 and just use the script. So in this case, for the open house, right? Hey, and I'll pick on Mary. Hey, Mary, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Lead. Just want to let you know, we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. I sent an email with the link to the single property website that has all the photos and details. And I just want to make sure you got that. If you need to, you can send a text 1006 to 25678 to get the virtual tour. And with the way the market is, well, just want to make sure to let you know about this property. If you have any questions or like more information, maybe schedule a showing, let me know. Also, hey, when this home sells, I see that you own a home not too far away. Your home value will be affected. Would mary@gmail.com be the best email to send an updated home value estimate to? Does that make sense for everybody? So now either they saw the email, maybe they didn't see it, but now they're going to see it because they got your voicemail. They actually listened to it. They didn't just delete it. And now they're going to see the email. They're going to be more likely to click the email because you made the phone call, right? That was in their mind. And maybe they even just read the text summary of it on their phone. But now when they see the email, there's a stronger connection to it. And if they're in that bubble of thinking to buy and or sell, they're going to be more likely to click on it and engage with you. All of the stuff works together. When I say send out the email and then make the call, do it in that order and don't skip the phone calls because you're skipping the opportunity to engage people. And here, even if you just leave voicemails, that is totally fine. That is totally fine. A voicemail counts. Now, if you're not marketing a listing per se, but a list of properties, if you're using the agent website, and we went over that yesterday, where we're going to use the agent website and we're going to just market a list of properties. That way we don't even have to get permission from the agent. Under more tools, all listings email, you can customize this email by status, by specific listings. Looks like I got all my listings showing here. But at the top here, notice there's a couple of drop downs, status and then listings. So I can either say, hey, you know what? I want to just do all my open house, coming soon, and then pendings and solds. And so now I got my open house, coming soon, pending, and sold. Where's my sold? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can, again, send a test email, right? Just like always. I can copy the code, right? Take that to my CRM like we talked about with the other emails. I can also send it. And when I click send, it'll take me here. So I can select the list I want. I can also edit it. There's actually templates. So let me show you here. I got 2x2 main bigger images like this. And then this one, I like this one. It doesn't matter. And the beautiful thing is all of these link right to the single property website automatically. So if you are marketing, if you're using the agent website and you're marketing a list of properties for sale, like we reviewed yesterday, and that would be this is the agent website. And yesterday we reviewed marketing this link right here versus just marketing a specific listing. So again, if you're doing this, then you can use that all listings email to send out to your database. And then again, just call them up and say, hey, this is Scott Pierce at Listings. Hey, Mary, Scott Pierce at Listings to Leads. And we got a few new properties for sale this week. I just want to make sure to let you know about that. If you have any questions, let me know. The email will have links to all of them. If you don't get it or anything, let me know. Now, we don't have a text code for that one like we do for listings, but just say, let me know if you didn't get the email. I'll be more than happy to send it to you again. Because again, it's showing that you care. It's showing that you're active. It's showing that you're alive. It's showing that you're adding value. It's showing that you're there to help them and you're not just sitting there selling all the time. Again, get the email to everybody and then just call, right? And this way, every day, we're just making a few phone calls into our database every day, right? The goal here isn't to spend an entire week, 10 hours a day calling through a database, because we never did it for the last 3 years. And now we realize, oh my God, we've lost millions of dollars of potential income because we just ignored our database because we couldn't get it into our discipline and our schedule to just call a few leads every day so that I'm staying on top of this, that I'm getting better because now I'm talking to more people on a consistent basis. And when you talk to more of your database on a consistent basis, you're going to get a lot better at talking to your database. And it just gets a lot easier. Let's get back into the marketing calendar, because similar to marketing a listing for sale or that list of properties for sale every week, we want to market a pending and sold every week. And again, when I click on the checklist, marketing a pending sold, yours or borrowed, is the best way to generate great seller leads at a great cost per lead. We got the home values. We've got the 100-point home marketing plan. We got the cash offer landing pages and marketing funnels. Those are all amazing. And those are in the marketing calendar. But marketing a pending or sold listing, you could be the selling agent. Maybe you don't have a pending or sold. We got the training, right? See where it says view step-by-step guide. At the guide, right? There's also a link to it right next to the checklist. You'll get all the information how to borrow a pending or sold. But that is the best way to engage homeowners that are thinking about selling. And again, you're going to see here, database and email. So we got an e-flyer, we got a call script. And if you're the listing agent, we've got an email, just like we do for the other listings. We got an email that the seller can share with their friends and for you to get more listings. I tell you, people get listings from that email that the sellers share with their friends. So back on the marketing calendar, I'm just going to select the listing. So again, I could be the selling agent, the listing agent, and this one in particular, I am quote unquote borrowing this listing. And by borrowing the listing, what I mean is, and again, we got the training for it. Just go to the guide right here, view step-by-step guide. We don't use the street number. We don't use the listing agent photos, and we don't use the listing agent description. And you'll see what I mean here when I click on the e-flyer for my database. Instead of saying 786 Maple Drive, right, we use Another Home On. Instead of using a listing agent photo, I just use a photo of the street. But just like the other, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. I'd like to invite you to get a new, again, the single property website for the pending or sold listing. When your database gets to it, now isn't that kind of cool? You could literally have a video of yourself talking about how you got that property sold and have that on the single property website. And then notice the automated lead capture, which you totally control, is now geared towards seller leads, not buyer leads. Because we know when a listing goes pending or sold, the marketing is now geared towards homeowners. And so instead of just marketing that property like we were when it was for sale, now we're going to shift the focus to speak to homeowners. Notice I also take the description and I flip the description. In fact, let me give this link to everybody. I think everybody might like to take a look at this. And now the video I did there is a super old video and it's more of a market report video, but it'll give you a feel for what you could do. Let me come back up to the top. So what I would do here, if you want to do a video like this, is just essentially reiterate what you have in the description, right? So I might be up there and I might just say something like, hey, want to let everybody know that Another Home on Maple Drive in Folsom just sold. You got the video. Now that video, you can actually edit that video and post it as a short. You could, because when you do the video, sometimes you can save it as both vertical and horizontal, like this video. So a lot of great opportunity there. And then obviously get it into the single property website like this. So that way the Facebook ads, the e-flyers are going to link to this. So when we get this e-flyer for my pending listing, those homeowners are going to see me and they're going to hear from me. Now, if you don't have a video, don't worry about it, but just give me some more great ideas on what you can do. So again, now this would be for your seller leads in your database. So we're going to send the first email to our buyer leads, and then we're going to send the pending sold email to our seller leads. So again, I can either copy code, go to my CRM. I can send now or schedule. I got the send test email. So again, I can click send, get that test email. And of course, I'm going to call 5 to 10 of my seller leads. Hey, Chadwick, Scott Pierce, listen, so you want to know that Another Home on Maple Drive just sold in Granite Bay. Or, hey, Rod, Scott Pierce, listen, so you want to let you know that 786 Maple Drive just sold. So whether you're borrowing it and borrowing is not the right word, using it, right? Just say you're using this listing, but you're not using the listing, right? Because you're not saying the listing address, you're not using the listing photos, you're not using the listing description. You're just using the fact that Another Home on Maple Drive sold and you're letting people know about it, right? So hopefully that made sense. Anyways, continuing on with I sent an email with the link to the single property website with all the photos. Just want to make sure you got that. If not, you can text 33861 to 25678 to get the virtual tour sent to you. And I see that you don't live that far away from the property. Because nearby home sales affect other home values, your home value has changed. And so because of this, I'm going to prepare an updated home value estimate for your home. Would chadwick@gmail.com be the best email to send that to? How awesome is that? You're being proactive, you're adding value, you're giving out useful information, and this works whether a listing is pending or sold, yours or using another one. And what a great email, what a great phone call into those seller leads. And then what are you going to do after that? You're going to use a short form video script. You're going to record a video and you're going to do short form video and you're going to get that up on all the socials. We covered that yesterday, but all of this works together. Can you imagine, right? This doesn't take that long to do, right? Getting all the social media stuff done, that can be done in 5 minutes. And then sending that email to your database, all of 30 seconds, calling through 5 to 10 leads. Realistically, come on, that's going to take 5 minutes because most of them you're either going to get their voicemail. So you're going to leave a voicemail or the ones you get a hold of. A couple of them are going to tell you to get lost, right? A couple of them are going to hang up on you. That's fine. That's not your goal isn't to see how many people can hang up on you. Nobody cares. The goal is to be in the right place at the right time. And the more places you put yourself in, especially to your database is gold. The more you can show up in your database, the more listings, the more buyers you're going to get. And so the goal is, how do we do that in a way that doesn't annoy, piss off, bore, or otherwise get our database to unsubscribe from us? So hopefully all this is making sense for you. You can see how when we drip like this, instead of doing like one major blast that we're hanging our hopes on, we're going to have a lot more consistent business. So these 2 emails, in my mind, we've already sent 2 emails this week. Hopefully you've actually sent those email blasts last week, but if not, you'll send them today. You'll send out these 2 emails tomorrow together, right? Buyer leads, seller leads. And then we've got 2 more emails. Now these are for seller leads. We've got a PDF guide, 5 dangers of overpricing your home, which is awesome. And then we've got another email with the script for the home value. So you can use both and or pick one to use. So it's really up to you. And you might even do a little bit of A/B test. You might send this to half of your seller leads if you want to. I'm just giving you some ideas. So if I can break out my seller leads into 2 lists, maybe list 1 gets this email, list 2 gets this email, and I can just see which one performs better. But to be honest, there's such different messages. If I'm going to send this one today, Tuesday, send this one Thursday for the guide, and then maybe Saturday, I send out the home value. And you can see next week, it's a buyer guide. The week after, right? So every week we're changing things up a little bit. We got the cash offer landing page going live at some point, and that will be added to the Thursday mix. And really what I should do, I should bring expired over to Thursday, because you've all got expireds, which you should be going after with listings to leads. But for now, let's just take a look at the PDF guide for 5 dangers of overpricing your home. Again, download checklist. And in the checklist, we're going to see, again, we've got the section broken out for the database. The database, we got the e-flyer, and we got the call script. The one thing, it's almost boring, isn't it? But what we want to do is, it's like golf, right? The best golf game is boring golf, because boring golf is when the ball goes down the fairway, right? The second shot is near the green. You chip it onto the green, you 2-putt, and you get a nice, easy score, right? When golf gets exciting, that's normally not great. It's not a great thing in golf to be exciting. And similar to this right here, right? When we're marketing, I don't want to create a bunch of excitement in the sense of panic work for myself. I want every day to be doing a little bit, because then I can start seeing trends. I can start getting better. I can start seeing what works and what doesn't work. And so with the PDF guide here, again, we got the e-flyer, and these, oh my gosh, these are so great, because what is it? It's just great value to my seller leads. Now, if they're a homeowner and they're not really thinking about selling their home, them getting an email from you with this guide, 5 dangers of overpricing your home for sale, they recognize that as being a value. But they're not at all interested in selling their home, so they're just going to delete it, and they're not interested in hearing from you about it. That's totally fine. But for any of those seller leads that are even curious about getting ready to sell their home at some point, what a great email for them to get. We keep the text pretty short. We don't want to overwhelm them on the text. The idea is they get the email, they click the email, they download the guide, you get notified, right? And so again, get the email through your CRM or through Listings to Leads, right? And for this email, this will go to your seller leads. And then you got the call script. And so again, if I schedule my pending and sold to go out today, Tuesday, I schedule this to go out on Thursday. The email is going to go out. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to call some of my seller leads, but I'm also going to look at who opened up the email. I'm going to look at who downloaded the guide. And obviously, if they download the guide, I'm going to call them right away as quickly as I can, just to see if they have any questions about it, if I can provide any help. But I'm also going to look at all the people that opened up the guide, and I'm going to call them. And then obviously I'm going to call a few of my on that day, who are my top seller leads, right? Who is now at the top of the seller lead list for me to call? Because again, it's about me just staying in contact with all of my leads as much as possible in as easy a way as possible. So you'll see, once you get a hold of these scripts, you'll notice, right? Again, it's more of a, did you get a script? And then we got a little bit of the middle part of these scripts will all kind of transition into the call to action. And then the ending of them all will be, again, very similar. In this case, it's, hey, Rod, Scott Pierce, Shit Listings to Leads. I just sent out my new guide, 5 Dangers of Overpricing Your Home, to my clients and local homeowners. I just want to make sure you got it. See if you have any questions about any of the information in it. With the way the market is now, I just want to make sure you got the guide. Please let me know if you'd like more information on this or anything else related to the home selling or ownership process. And oh, by the way, script A, script B is a little bit different. So take your pick with them and start engaging those leads in your database. And then again, I would schedule Thursday. I would schedule that one to go out on Saturday. Saturday, the email goes out. Again, we got the checklist, the guide. And when you click on guides, they're going to go to a page where there's both text and video walkthroughs. And then to go to marketing tools. So I click market. And again, we got the social media tools, free and paid. And then we got the database tools. So here's the e-flyer. Another really great thing about Listings to Leads is once somebody fills out a home value landing page, property valuation landing page, any of your lead capture in the pending or sold websites where they get a home value estimate, every single month going forward, they're going to get another email with their home value estimate in it. So it's pretty cool. But for those that are not, you got an email that you can send so they can get their home value estimate here. They can see all homes for sale. So that's going to go to your agent website. In fact, let me just send it to myself. Let's send a test email. Give me a second. Let me refresh my email. There we go. So even if you just send this, even if you don't add anything to this email gets leads. Get your home value estimate now, see all homes for sale, and view my client review. So there's my client review website. We saw that a little bit earlier. This goes to my agent website from Listings to Leads. We saw that earlier. And then the top one goes to my home value estimate. Now, you can, if you want to, let's say you've got, Cloud CMA or maybe Remine, right? So my point being, if you want to grab the sales data for your area, you could change this out and just add it to this email, because then this has affected your home value. In fact, let's do this. Let's go to Zillow and I'll show you what I mean. You would never use Zillow for what I'm showing you. So don't do what I'm showing you. I'm just giving you the idea. Let's see if I go here, see if I can find what I want to do. So I could just, just that line right there. And I go back in here and I just change this just to show you, I can take information from another program where I've got in Folsom, 93 homes sold with the average sales price of $450,000, right? You get what I'm saying here. And I can just drop that right here. And then it'll save automatically, send test email, and then click send to the contact list or just calendar it. Not sure why the schedule button's not on here. Or you can copy the code. Go to your CRM and drop it in there, schedule out for Saturday at 9 a.m. Right. And then again, I would use the database call script. And then whoever's at the top of my list now, because now you're really calling through your database, right? Now your database is getting touched. And whoever was the top lead, the first 5 to 10 got the pending sold call. The next 5 to 10 got the 5 dangers of overpricing your home call. The next 5 to 10 are going to get the home value call. So you see, using Listings to Leads, not only do we have multiple emails a week to send to our database that are all value add and interesting. But we got little call script, not little, we got call scripts so that again, we're gripping the calls in addition. What perfect timing. Any questions on anything we covered? Good to see so many people on the call today. Thank you everybody for joining us. Jason, any comments? Rob. We got Rod and Rob. Rob, nice to join us. Thank you. Rob, any questions here? Priya, good to see you. Priya Jacob, nice. Thank you for joining us. So any questions on anything I covered here where you should be making, I don't know how big your database is, but if you use these tools, you should be getting new buyers and sellers into conversation every single week. Every single week, you should have new conversations that you didn't have the week before because you sent the email out. Come on, the email takes all of what? 30 seconds? You got the email, you read the email, either send it through Listings to Leads, copy code, send it through your CRM, right? Either send it or schedule it. And then when the email goes out, you're going to be either because you just sent it, or you either got the confirmation that it went out. You're probably on the list, so you got the email yourself, the same as your leads or contacts did. And then okay, the email just went out. And when I get back home from my ruck walk, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to take a quick shower, and then I'm going to call 5 to 10 people right in my database just to make sure they got that email. And then I'm going to look at who opened up the email, and I'm going to call a few more of those people as well. And the first time you do it, again, you're going to get people telling you, I don't know who you are. Stop calling me. You're an idiot. I would never sell in a million years. You're going to get people that are just going to give you shit. And that's totally fine because you're going to find the people that need your help buying or selling. So it's just a matter of being a professional salesperson and getting to the work. Thank you so much for doing this. Very informative, but overwhelming for a newbie. Is this recorded? Yes. And this will be at youtube.com/listings to leads. Let me bring that up for you real quickly here, just so that we can all see that together. Give me 1 second. I'm going to open it up in my other monitor. I'm going to pull it over. Here we go. So again, youtube.com/listings to leads. You can see that URL up there. And you'll see, totally recommend following all of our shorts. These are all like 1 to 2 minute quick videos. And if you go to playlist, these videos are all under Real Estate Mastery. I'll give you that link. So this is the playlist link. So that looks like, yeah, that was December 2nd. So that was from yesterday. I will give you, there's the link, send to all, boom. And guys, don't forget your affiliate links. So many, we get, oh my God, we get so many people signing up from the affiliate link. So if you don't have your affiliate link yet, go to Refer and Earn. And here's my link. We got marketing invites, so you can send an email right to whatever group you belong to let them all know about Listings to Leads. You get 15% recurring, no caps, no limits. You can do a social media post. You got a print flyer. So if you're any kind of coach or trainer, maybe doing a little lunch and learn, right? You got a print flyer with the QR code that scans to your affiliate link. You can refer a broker. You can refer lenders. Let me know if you have any questions on the affiliate link, but yeah, definitely want to make sure you're using that and make some money. So any questions before I let you go? Everybody. Oh, one more last thing. Since all of you are still on the call. If you go to Success Stories, would love to have you record a success story. So tell us your success story title. You can either write a description or record a video. Love your videos. But I also recommend just reading through them because they're always really short, but it'll just give you a little bit of, oh, I didn't know you could run a Google ad for the PDF guides. And oh, wow, Tommy got a listing from it. Oh, Bernadette. Oh, Bernadette took out a nearby for a just sold listing. He got 2 listings from the nearby homeowner letter. Right? Oh, wow. These guys got a $1.5 million listing from their yard sign. And if you follow our geofarming call, you'll know what that should look like, right? Because I cover that in the GeoFarm call, because that's part of the farm is a yard sign, and how to get listings and buyers from that. So yeah, definitely check out our success stories within the account, both for your own kind of learning and just get a little bit of a tidbit of different things that you can do. But then also when you do have your own success story, by all means, please leave it. And again, love to see your beautiful faces. So if you want to record yourself, you can, and or just type it out. We'd love to hear from you. Everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, if you have any questions, either get support, get into the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon.